All right. Hopefully, I'm live. If you're live here with me, please do me a favor and go ahead and hit that like. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe at some point and the bell icon notification. I am so bad at doing the YouTube thing and remembering to remind you all that. So I'm asking you here at the outset to start doing that for me. If you're live, and please yeah, consider becoming a member if you really like it. So, what am I doing here today? I am starting absolutely fresh from scratch for the WoW Everfresh solo server. There are other people on the server, but you don't need to group or party or whatnot. You can tackle this server absolutely solo. I am going to walk you through what I would recommend just starting out. If you've never played it before, walk through some of the features that they have, up to and including what I believe is one of the best starting characters to help you be successful to get started in your WoW Everfresh journey. In my opinion, and I'll walk through every step of this, I am going to create a human Death Knight. Now, realize they do not start out at the, what is it, level 55 or whatever they used to back in Vanilla WoW. This server goes all the way up through Wrath of the Lich King, so you do have the Death Knight available, but they start off as a basic character with no real additional benefits for gear and whatnot. So let's get started. Change what he looks like. Kind of like the Wolverine look. Let's get the Wolverine stash. We'll do the hair color. There we go. And get the closest that you can to the Wolverine beard. There we go. I just like it. Kind of an aggressive look to me. Almost like a drill instructor, but it's definitely a Wolverine look. Doesn't really help play. Let's pick a name. Is anybody in the audience there willing to throw a name at me? I'll wait a few seconds. Oh, I bet this is delayed by like a minute. Oh, I have to remember to change that. But if anybody in chat there will give me a name, if not, I'm probably going to name him something like I Drool. I'll wait just a couple of seconds here. Ooh, I wonder if I could just... I don't want to name him something too complicated, because then sending mail and stuff gets irritating. I Drool. So we'll just go ahead and get started. Not going to wait too long for folks to respond. The reason I'm picking a human is not because of most of these things, but right here, the increased expertise with swords and maces. And I know that eventually... that's quite all right there, Mr. Richie Dubs. Thanks for popping in this morning. But the reason I pick a human, number one, I know most of the Alliance side towns and things a lot better than I do the Horde. But what I love about the human is the expertise with swords and maces, which can help just a little bit. If I wasn't going to pick a human, I would probably either consider the Tauren for the War Stomp, because that's just almost a broken ability, or the Orc for the Frenzy ability that they get. I thought they used to have... ooh, I want to make this. Let's look at character creation. I don't think they get the expertise with axes. Oh, they do. Okay, then I probably would pick the Orc on the Horde side just for the additional expertise with axes, just to give a little bit of extra oomph. But as you see, we don't start with the Death Knight gear. You start like as a basic, almost like a paladin with a two-handed sword. All right, let's go ahead and get started. What you want to do is hurry up and get to level 15 so that you can queue up for dungeons. Dungeons are going to be the fastest way to level up. You're going to skip a whole lot of the nonsense like trade skills. You really don't want to do too many of the quests except for right at the very beginning. Just to hurry up, I'm just going to click through this. Yeah, okay. I wish there was I'm considering this, I don't know if there was a way to just skip all of the nonsense at the beginning. So let's change our interface. I like to have all of the action bars, which is under the game options menu, and then just select all the action bars. Make sure that we are auto looting. I like to change some of the keys, but I think it's a different, key bindings. For auto run, I think this is the one. And the auto run I set to a mouse button, just makes it easier for me. And then there's going to be a special action bar. I'm going to set to the other mouse button, though I really don't need it at the moment, but I'm just going to go ahead and set it now. Bottom left action bar one, I think that's this. And we're going to bind it to that mouse button. We're going to make, why did it not, what did I do? Did I exit out like a dum-dum? Where are my action bars? That's strange that I don't see them. Maybe it has something to do with being a newbie. All right. Doesn't matter. We're going to start doing some quests and hustle up to get to level 15 as fast as possible. And like I said, we're going to skip a lot of nonsense like trade skills or too many like class quests. You really don't need them. You want to get to level 80. There's a dude named Roy that will be a very important figure all throughout your journey within Everfresh is the name of the server. I recommend also joining their Discord. I think you actually have to in order to be able to play. Let's go ahead and get started doing just these basic beginning quests. It's going to take a little bit of time to get to level 15.
How are you?
But you do have really kind of boosted XP. As you see, I'm already halfway to level 2, and I haven't even really done anything except one quest and turn it in. I wonder if I'm going to ding right here. Let's see.
Hello.
Yep. Well, level 2 already. Sure. Except these quests. God, I wish I could turn off those things. And we need to get the disease. Oh, come on. Stop it. I'm not sure there's a way to turn off those tutorial tips. I want to unlock action bars. Holy cripes, I wish I could turn that off. So sorry, I don't know how to turn that off. We want to always show them. That's what I was doing wrong. Okay, return to game. So for now, I'm going to put that up there. It looks like I do have it bound. I don't need that. We'll start by moving these things over. Yeah, I probably should use Death Coil more, but I just don't. That's an escape from movement impairing effects. And you do kind of start off ahead of the curve with a Death Knight. It was a very... Please, is there a way to turn that shit off? You might not want to. Don't really care about those. Maybe you just don't have a way to shut that off. Oh, maybe you do. Look at that. So you can turn those on if you like. I do not really want to see that nonsense. I have most of that stuff. If you want the basic controls of World of Warcraft, that's not really what I'm doing here in this video. I mean, look at that. Already, I'm up to level 3, and I've only killed a couple of mobs, done a couple of quests, like really minor quests. So as you see, the XP curve is really high here. I think I need these dudes, right? It says a tooltip. Yep, I need to kill the vermins. Oh, kill me not. I'm going to anyways. Thank you. Bye. Your mother insulted me. So I'm not going to go through like exactly how to play a Death Knight and what to set it up and all your rotations. That's not really what this is for. Really trying to highlight kind of just the general overall vibe, some of the features within Everfresh, my recommended path to getting up top, and then you can work on, some of those other finer points. But Death Knight is definitely the way to begin, in my opinion. Now, they're going to have hirelings later. I'm not going to hire them. I don't think you need them as a Death Knight. The only one I felt so far that I kind of needed that a little bit, or wanted it at least, was with a mage. Being squishy, I wanted a pseudo tank just to get out there and keep a little distance so that they don't cause what's called spell pushback, which makes you slow down, interrupt your spell casting. That is kind of annoying. With the hunter, you really don't have to worry about that because you have your pet, which was also a very easy class to get started with. So if you prefer a hunter, definitely extremely viable. I do feel that the Death Knight kind of helps you later on when you get to Northrend, being a plate class, being a little more survivable. You have some self-heals. We'll get into a lot of that a bit later. In dungeons, when you do damage, you heal yourself. So there is that. Yeah, I probably have nothing on. Yep. Let's go clear your packs out because that's going to be an issue when you first start, is having bags. You can ask for help, but I'm going to try to do this experience online. Entirely solo, not asking for any help. The community has been great, but I would like to start off, basically fresh like you would if you didn't know anybody and were on when you couldn't get server help. Oh yeah, if you run, I forgot about this. So if you run in the back here, if you're human, I don't really know all the mechanics of this, but if you get near some of the NPCs of a specific class, they'll buff you. You'll see me get some buffs here in just a second. Or they're going to make me a liar. These are the bots you can hire at the starting area. There we go. Like, come on, somebody. Give me that buff. Then I think you can get a priest buff over here on the other side. Just to show you what I mean. I didn't do anything. I didn't ask them. There we go. There's the priest buff. So now I have the might and the fortitude just to help a little bit, though not really needed. Especially with the Death Knight. He is not squishy at all. And you'll see I have like no real gear to start out. So there's no advantage here. Other than the Death Knight, to me, is just one of the most solid classes. I like the Blood Presence because Blood Presence, I believe, gives you some form of like minor heals. Strengthens the Death Knight with the presence of blood, increasing damage by 15% and healing the Death Knight by 4% of damage dealt. So it's just as you're hitting things, you're healing yourself, which is just a really nice feature, if you will. I'm going to make the mini-map a little bigger. So the Kobold workers are up north here. You can always hit your map, and it'll show you, like, oh, hey, quest number 1. And then if you hit quest number 2, it highlights where quest number 2 objectives are. And you can see I'm running towards my objectives. I opened up the map by hitting the M key by default. All right. So we got to smack these guys that have like a glowing thing in their hands. Those are the workers. The other ones are vermins. Three of 8. And feel free to ask me any questions in chat. Just realize, unfortunately, I didn't set the delay properly, so it's like 30 seconds to a minute behind or something, which I absolutely hate. I didn't see that. I did like a quick setup. I need to do better with that. Take more time with it and set more of the bells and whistles on it. All right, so this one will be the end of this quest, essentially. Now I need some bandanas. I should probably turn this quest in first. Just because reasons. And then I'm going to run over that way to get to the bandits. Righteous. So this beginning part always feels a bit slow. There are some things that you can do when you get your first level 80 to help essentially speed up your ults a bit. I'll go into some of that. Not today. It'll probably take me 2 to 3 days to get to level 80 starting fresh. Playing a few hours a day. So hopefully, if you stick with me, or if you're watching this ex post facto, it'll help you out. It's intended, this is to kind of be a, I don't want to say a guide, but kind of like a scrub player like me, walking through just some of the things I wish I had known starting out. And I'm going to tell you again, make sure that you just skip a lot of the nonsense like trade skills. Sell everything that you can all the way up through level 80, because you have to buy the trade skills and you can get them maxed out. Now, it doesn't give you the recipes, but you can buy out the max trade skills at level 80. But they are expensive. There are a few other things that you can buy if you get the monies, and you're going to want to have the flying and all that good stuff. So money is more important than the trade skills. You'll eventually get the trade skills, and what you'll find out is you don't really need the trade skills to make you better. They're just kind of a time sink, something to do more or less at end game. Just to, get your gems and your inscriptions and make your bags and all that stuff. But again, you just kind of want to charge through and knock out quests to get to level 15 as quick as possible. Then switch up to dungeons to get to level 80 as quick as possible. And that's pretty much what you should be focusing on at the start. And by at the start, I mean like your first few days. It should take you no more than about 3 days if you commit, well, say 5 to 6 hours of playing time each day. So about 15 to 20 hours, starting absolutely fresh, knowing nothing, nobody, to get to level 80. But that is, again, skipping quests, skipping trade skills, all the things that are time sinks. Don't run around and get all the connection points. You already have all of the flight paths. They give them to you immediately. That's in Kalimdor and the eastern things. In Outlands and Northrend, you do not immediately have all of the flight paths. So that you do have to kind of slow down a little bit. And I tend to do a lot more quests in the Outlands. So basically, once you hit like level 58, you do a lot more questing. Oh, maybe I should start hitting the guys I need. But we'll get through all of that in a bit here. In combat. There. I do have the Bagnon. Oh, that guy is. Bagnon is an add-on. You need the 3.3.5 or 3.3.5a downloads. They do work. You can just like normal, you can manage your add-ons, but they're here under the interface, right? And you see that's the only one I have currently. I generally don't put too many add-ons, and you'll have to just figure that out yourself. The Discord has like a list of working add-ons. So if you want that, you can look on their Discord. And just look for the WoW Everfresh Discord. I don't really. I guess I could put the link in here. It's free to play, by the way, in case I didn't say that. I don't even know if you can donate anything. They've never hit me up for anything, so absolutely free to play. So they're not violating terms of service or competing with WoW for money. So would hate to see them shut this thing down. I'm enjoying it immensely, and not even at this point. Up to this point, it's just basically sort of vanilla WoW at Wrath of the Lich King with, boosted XP. Realize that, yes, I am a Death Knight, and as you see, I started out at level 1. So you don't start out like normal Death Knights on a normal WoW server. You start basically stripped down. But I do get my spells for free, or at least most of them, which is kind of cool. Not even sure if I can do the Death Gate thing to go to the Death Knight place. No. Because you do have to go there to the furnace to get your runes on your weapons. And I'll cover that when I am able. With mail boots, try not to spend too much time struggling over what you should do for gear, especially not. All right, Port to Goldshire, getting moving down the road here a bit. That's good. Starting to make some decent progress. Something? We are what? About 20 minutes in.
See you later. Safe travels.
I am going to knock out all the quests that are here.
See you around.
I need to empty my bag some more. There will be an early quest, I think, once we get to Goldshire that will give me 2 8 or 10 slot bags, which is, kind of nice. They're just quest stuff. I think I have enough. I do have enough to buy that. That's 2.0. That's 2.2. Yeah, screw it. We'll sell that. Let's pick that up for now to help level up a little faster. Kind of kill things faster. Sell our newbie sword.
Be careful.
Again, don't spend too much time on your gear. It's really not going to matter that much. They've tuned it to where it's pretty much face roll across the keyboard until you get up to doing raids. And then you have to start paying attention to the mechanics a bit more. And again, like I said, I chose the Death Knight for the, kind of auto heals, and there's going to be another healing ability that comes along later. Like, see, it automatically gave me that skill. Most other classes, you do have to go back and train for new abilities. And you eventually do have to train for later on abilities as a Death Knight. But I think they automatically award them. I'm not sure what the mechanic is. Maybe up to level 55? Possibly? Sorry, I don't really know that. I just know that you really don't have to go train as a Death Knight much. And these 3 abilities are pretty much going to be your key abilities through most of the game, if not all of it, really. What am I doing? I think I'm going here, clicking on some bushels that are sparkling. Yep. Then I think I got to go kill a namer over here. Not very hard. So, in case you haven't picked up on it, this is a very casual form of playing WoW, which I absolutely adore. It's not punishing at all. Whatever inspiration they took for the vibe that they've created here, this is certainly for somebody like me who's not looking to uber challenge myself, but is looking more just to have a casual, fun experience to sink some time into. For me, my life is stressful enough at work and challenging enough at work. I don't really need that from a video game. I just need some rest and relaxation and some fun. And this is kind of, monster smashing goodness. Oh, I went the wrong way. Where is that guy? There he is. That's the guy we need to kill. As you see, there's not much of a challenge. All right, cool. Now we'll go turn those back in. Pretty sure that's going to do it for, what is this area called? The Northshire Valley. Do not enjoy running, but you do get your mounts, and they make that easy too, which I absolutely adore. I just love that they've made things easy. If you're like me, already multiple alts, which it makes it fun to try different classes, different races, different experiences. Go through all the things that they go through. You can do the quests if you want to as well, just to experience those. I love that it opens up so much more of the game that I, through 20 years, never got to experience. So it's very satisfying to me, that I get to see so much more of the game, and that's fun for me. And it's not, oppressively time-consuming to get things done and feel like I've done something.
With you.
I'm kind of a busy guy, and I have,
Go with honor, friend.
a family and a job and other hobbies. If you know me, I'm a YouTube content creator. Mostly I just do streaming nowadays. Oh, I think we got to go all the way upstairs here. We do content about Magic the Gathering and other video games and card games and board games. I have two channel partners, Matt and Pat, and we have a show called Cardboard Conversations every Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Have a good one.
So if you would, please tune into that. Feel free to ask all of us questions. We're kind of a different bunch of talking heads. Three guys with definitely three different takes on the gaming community, but we all have a love of gaming, many different forms. YouTube tends to punish us, though, for not staying in our lane, so to speak. I don't really care about getting a rebuff. If I wanted a rebuff, I'd have to strip these buffs off and then run back there and get them again, but they're not really that necessary for the Death Knight. And I think this is last turn-in, and then off we go.
Good day.
Start adventuring over in Goldshire a little bit. Boy, that's sure
Safe travels.
not optimal to wear a leather chest, but better than a cloth chest. And off we go into Goldshire. If you click on the map and then right-click out, you can see farther out. But as you see, I'm on this area, basically. I guess the Northshire is considered part of Elwyn Forest. And I'm already almost level 9. Level 10, you start opening up your talent trees. And I think I'm going to go complete Blood Spec. I went a lot of Gold Spec, but stayed in Blood Presence just to kind of crank out damage. Here's the one where you get the 2 8-slot bags just for
Have a good one.
accepting this quest and running over to the inn. Or somewhere in Goldshire. Shortcutting through the woods, might have to fight a couple mobs, but I don't care. They're not going to kill me. Ooh, goodness. So have any of you played on Everfresh? And please, feel free to chime in if I get anything wrong that you're aware of. I am by no means an expert. I have not been playing on the server too terribly long. Maybe 2 weeks now? But enough I felt like, hey, I would like a kind of more in-depth starter guide. So feel free to, I don't have anything marked in here and I'm too lazy to do that. But kind of skip around. Feel free to see what insights I can offer at different points. Feel free to watch the whole thing. Keep it on in the background. Maybe it'll catch your attention for some of the things. Roy is, like I said, an important guy. Not really so much right now, but he will be. There's a Roy in every starting town. There's one in Dalaran.
What can I do for you?
And he will certainly become a big part of your journey.
Go with honor, friend.
He ports you places. He sells you items that you're going to need.
You need something? Have a good one.
He trains you up like just immediately. Like I think the top professions, like there's a scale, like the mining and fishing and whatnot costs like 500 gold to max out. The
See you later.
The upper professions like enchanting, engineering, blacksmithing, those cost like maybe not engineering. But the upper ones cost like 2,000, and there's some that are like 1,500 to train up. So you do need gold, but gold will come easily in the later game, which is why I'm saying it's pretty much a rush to get to level 15. I'm just grabbing all these quests just for that particular reason. Don't want to do the dark fair stuff. Maybe I should.
See you around. Have a good one.
All right. Oh, well, there was one quest already completed.
Need help? For the Alliance.
All right. So let's take a look. Where have we got our quest? So these are going to be a lot of running. So we'll go down here and get this group first and see what we can do. Hopefully we can just run through the fair here without running into like fences and shit. Knock out a group of quests. I'm not going to knock out these. Probably should. Again, I haven't even investigated that. So if you know anything about the Dark Moon Fair and doing those quickly as a... Oh, something wants me. You know, you can do those Dark Moon Fair quests if they're beneficial. I have not, again, even looked into doing those. But you definitely don't want to follow the standard path that you do in retail. You just, like I said, get as many quests knocked out as quickly as possible to get you to level 15. Then you're going to park yourself pretty much in a town. For the Death Knight, you don't really have a trainer in any starting town. You're going to have the portal that allows you to go to the whatever that floating thing is. What am I supposed to do here? Arco Deep Mine, large candles, gold dust. All right, that's all in the mine. What the hell is mine? Right here. Cool. So we'll do like a couple, like maybe a quick circuit through here. Getting candles, gold dust. And just easily cruising through this. It's kind of unfortunate that, you know, I'm kind of fighting things that are, I think, at the next ding going to be worth no XP. So that's going to happen real quick here. But we'll turn in the quest, and then we'll see. We might have to delve into, what is that? That Sentinel Hill area. We'll see. You notice these guys are really not much of a challenge. Out through the Fargo Deep Mine. I wonder how far I have to go. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to fight a bunch more of these than I wanted to. I don't really know where I'm supposed to go. As you see, I'm really... are they worth that? Well, these level 7. But... oh, yep, I can go to the death gate comes at level 10. I don't know at what point I'm going to get that completion of this starting to cover. I'll end up killing way more than I need. And I will continue to loot them because one of the things they've done on this server is increased world drops. So that's nice. I just killed a namer, a rare mob that dropped complete garbage, looks like. Yep, complete garbage. Oh, there's a chest. Hopefully we get... it'd be nice to get like a nice... ugh. You always get like caster gear on your... you know, you get like all the gear for the classes, other than the one that you're at, it seems. If you're a mage, you get a bunch of plate drops. If you're a warrior or a death knight, you get a bunch of cloth or leather drops, and so on and so on. Do I have to clear the whole damn mine? Maybe. Oh, I should probably pick first talent point. These guys are really offering XP. Yeah, really like that. Do like that. Definitely use the Blood Strike as a mainstream ability all the way through. Another chest would be nice to get a bigger weapon at this stage. Would be a huge improvement and help me clear things a bit faster. You pretty much take any weapon, even though I get an expertise with, like I said, a bunch of garbage. Oh, that's not garbage. I'll equip that. Don't need that. Need those. Definitely don't need that. Oh, I need to equip these bags. What am I doing? What am I doing, folks? You're letting me be a scrub here. There we go. You want as much money as you can, so you want to try to keep things, especially for money, early on. I still have not gotten this guy. I wonder if that's at the other entrance. I went through the side entrance, kind of. Try to make our way back out. I don't think I needed to go this far. Let's kill these duders. Get that chest. Come on, give me a weapon. Big weapon. Two-handed weapon. Oh my god, these journeyman staves. Definitely an increased chance for those things to drop. I am good and lost in here, so I am trying to make... oh, that's going to be a dead end. Anything cool in here? Chest. Another chance at some loot. As much as you can get when you're a newbie. A long bow stave. Also is not helpful for me. This is like the heart of mine. So I don't get the credit for it here. It's probably at the entrance. I don't remember the quests off the top of my head, especially the newbie quest, because I just try to grind through these things as quickly as humanly possible. And you see, it's not the best to grind mobs in a dungeon. It's not like cruising through. Wait till I get in, or not in a dungeon, but in the overworld. in the general questing area. In the dungeon, you kill mobs and you level up much, much faster. Oh, there we go. Maybe it wasn't at the end. Cool. I forgot to set my hearth, and I sure would have hearth. Back to Goldshire. Be an entrance. Be an entrance. Yes. Right on. So we'll go back to Goldshire, sell all this stuff off, turn in the quest, and see what level we're at then. As you see, running through this whole oh, there's a couple of chests. I'll do it. Oh. You say, don't kill me, but you run up to me and start smacking me in the face. What the hell's wrong with you? Oh, warrior pants. That's an upgrade. There we go. Do that. This is an upgrade. Forgot to put that thing. About it. Leather. No. Back. Sure. Anything else I need to equip real quick? And like I said, don't spend too much time on it. Another journeyman's slave. And don't worry about getting things like these ores, just sell them. You know, I'll tell you why a little later on when you get the trade skills, but trust me when I say don't bother gumming up the bank. Don't bother wasting the time running to the bank constantly to deposit things you think you'll need later. That is a time sink trap you don't need. We'll cover that later because the auction hall sells almost all the raw materials you're going to need for leveling up your, or not leveling up your trade skills, but for some of the trade skills you can level them up, like mining mostly. But just, you're going to get money so fast once you start clearing Naxxramas in Wrath of the Lich King, like about 2,000 to 3,000 gold per run, and it resets every day. You're going to want to do those things. That'll be a much faster path to getting you up and running and getting your trade skills done and making things that you want from trade skills. You might want to save patterns maybe, but again, on your first character through, sell everything. Just sell absolutely everything. All right, so we're just going to continue on plugging points into Subversion, and then we'll probably put Blade Barrier up. This I don't like it later on because there are things that just no longer generate honor or experience. So it stops triggering, I think. Maybe they've fixed it where it always triggers when you kill something. Never been that useful to me. This is a little more useful, and it's really just to kind of get up to the next tier so that we can, like, this is okay, but I typically go with the bladed armor because that is always good. I don't care about the scent of blood. This is a maybe we'll put into. I like the Death Rune Mastery, but we'll get to the builds later. I'm just showing you what I would choose. That doesn't mean that's what you should choose. I'm sure if you go to like Icy Veins, they'll have a far more optimal build. If you're familiar with Death Knights, you probably have a better one already. I just choose the things that I like that feel good to me. All right, turning in the quest.
Good day to you.
Let's go. So they kind of want me to go to Stormwind already. Let's go ahead and sell while I remember.
What can I do for you?
We're not going to make this in home because we're going to run up the storm. Sell. I'm not even looking. Just selling things. I don't think you can sell. I don't have maces. Like I said, I just want to generate monies.
See you around.
Now the wool, maybe you can keep it to turn it in for XP to level up just a little faster. That's the one, like the wool and the silk and all that stuff that you turn in for stuff. Man, I think I just want to do these quests over here. Jasper load mine while I'm here. Maybe I lied a little bit. But I'll do this quest because I really want to be level 15 before I go up into Stormwind, or just about to turn 15 when I go up to Stormwind. And the reason being is because that's where I'm pretty much going to set up camp for quite a while, up until I go into the Outlands. And then I'll just even take the portal from there into the Outlands. I got to turn a little south here. That's pretty much where I will set up camp, like I said, for the next few days. And you really just want to kind of clear your bags. I'm going to set up I'm going to make it my home so that once I go up to the floating, what is it, the ziggurat, whatever it's called, for my death gate, so I can get back to Stormwind. You could set up camp in the Death Knight area. I don't know where to sell stuff in there, and then you got your trainer up there. Probably not a bad idea. We'll probably try that, but there are certain things that you want to do from Stormwind, especially like the wool turn-ins and those kind of things. You will not need the auction hall. Do not bother posting things in the auction hall. But other people might be kind and give you bags and whatnot, and they'll want to meet in like Stormwind, so it's a good idea to set up camp in Stormwind. Orgrimmar for 5.5. I think that's way better than what I'm using. Hell yeah. That one was even better than what I was using. What's wrong with me? I don't think I have anything on my wrist. Yes, I did. Like I said, don't spend too much time worrying about your gear. This is going to take a hot minute. I have 0 and one-handed swords. Not that it matters that much. As you see, I still crush through these things with my Death Knight abilities. So white damage is really, really secondary. Oh. But missing a lot sucks. Man, so many random encounters. Stop it. Let me know what you guys think so far. What are your thoughts on starting classes? If you've played on the Everfresh server, I see a lot of people recommending Paladin as a starting class. I'm going to argue that Hunter is a really solid starting class. Those are my two mains are Death Knight and Hunter. Hunter gets some really big advantages once you get up into the raiding territory. So many of the mechanics you kind of get to skip as a Hunter, or at least not worry about. He trivializes them. Let me know what you think about like botting and hirelings. I'm hearing from most people they don't use them, but you can for a different play experience. You get to equip them kind of like a mercenary in Diablo 2. Later on, I can at least show you some of that if you like. I have to scout through here. At least I'm leveling up my swords. Which is nice. That is still, yes, a thing you do need to do. You get new weapon types. I think they really increase it once you get up to like level 80. I thought I saw them doing like at some point 10 points per game. So it's kind of trivial. Again, don't worry about this stuff. It's just a time sink trap. Sell your recipes. There we go. Get out of here. think it might be a good idea to go down. Yeah, just loop back, complete that quest since we're just running down there anyways. Then run back over to Goldshire. Maybe that'll get us close enough. I don't know what I'm in combat with. Getting close. Maybe kill a few random mobs there, and quest turn in, quest turn in. We'll just kill anything that's between us and our destination. Not gonna sidetrack to kill things, but if they are in our way or decide to attack, like these two chuckleheads, sure, I'll oblige. Like I said, you just want to kind of stay on target to more stuff to kill. Getting leveled up to 15 as quick as you can. Probably would have behooved me to skip as many mobs as I can and just do an extra quest here or there. But I'm not. Just doing it this way. And I know a lot of people do not enjoy trivializing content. And I will say it is fairly trivial for most of the fighting until you get up to the raids, and then you have to understand the mechanics and do the mechanics, and they are different than in retail often. Uh-oh. Excuse me. And I'm not all that well versed with the old school mechanics. It's been decades since I was raiding and doing them on retail, but I just do know that they were a bit different, and they have to be. They're tuned for this specifically soloing content. So there are a number of differences. Boy, do I do one or two of these? I think I have to.
Or the Alliance.
I have to do some of these quests because I just don't think I'm going to level up enough with the turn-ins that I have. I don't have to worry about running over and getting the flight pass because you have all of them revealed. What am I doing over here? Oh, the prowlers and the bears. If I remember right, down here is kind of better. So we'll knock out some of these. I want to get up at least to level 14 before I attempt to go in and do the quest. If I have to, I will run over to Ironforge and do the subway quest with the rat catching. Really hope to not to. There's the young forest bear. More prowlers. So how far am I into this? 53 minutes yet, and I am not quite level 15, so hopefully you can speedrun faster than me, know where the quests are, knock them out faster. I'm not really going too much slower by explaining it as I'm going along. And I'm sure there are people out there that are much better at this than I am and faster than me and know how to optimize. So not really what I'm trying to show y'all. Need some more bears. Not enough bears. There's a bear. Gonna try to avoid more of the wolves now. There seem to be plenty of wolves. Maybe we'll just knock out the last wolf, but I'm probably going to regret that. There'll probably be a wolf, a prowler. No, he's already engaged me. So we'll just have to kill extras, unfortunately. And there is level 13. Let's... Ooh. Sure. I can hear the girls awake upstairs. I am on vacation, so I am able to do some more live streaming. I probably should do some actual videos. Maybe I can cut some of this. Do an actual edited video and do all the YouTube stuff that I'm supposed to. Not sure how many people are interested in Everfresh. Again, if you're just joining me, Everfresh, this is Everfresh. It is a free-to-play, soloable World of Warcraft experience where I can solo dungeons and raids, even at upper end. It's up through the Wrath of the Lich King. I haven't even asked if they're going to try to do beyond that. My guess is likely no. There's a... I would be interested in it, but I'm fine. There's plenty of doable content up through Wrath that I am interested in. Wrath was probably the pinnacle of my WoW gaming experience, so I played all the way through Dragonflight. But I really fell off after Wrath. It just... Cataclysm wasn't super enjoyable to me with all the bajillion daily quests that you needed to do to keep up, and the constant resetting, and then Mist of Pandaria was just not a great follow-on to that. So I really kind of dipped out at that point. Warlords of Draenor was mid. Legions was good, but again with the bajillion, daily quests and things, where you'd have to invest, significant time every day to maintain a upper level of play. I like this, that you pretty much can do everything at your own pace solo. Now, what they do to keep things fresh is kind of like with Diablo 2, where they have seasonal resets. I believe it's every 180 days. They reset everything back to zero. All your stuff kind of goes away except for a few items. I'm not going to cover that. You can look on the Discord for what you get to keep season or reset to reset. But then there's a race to level 80 after the resets. And I think it said like 40 days they're going to reset it from now. So middle of January 2026. Today is the 8th of December 2025. Running in the wrong direction, folks. I don't really want to fight, so I'm going to try to avoid as much as I can. Level 13. He's going to be a little close. I think it's going to be a little bit close. Just turn these in. What am I missing? Oh, there it is. Oh boy. Now I'm supposed to search for something. But no matter what game you play. So I think by completing this, by digging in and doing this quest, it'll likely get much closer to level 14 at least before I head up to Stormwind. I should absolutely be level 14. See, I'm finally starting to take some damage. Well, I guess I had a few duders there that decided to jump in and get in the pit and try to love someone. I think I just picked up some food. Yeah, sure. I actually do have to heal now. My innate healing was not enough. All right. So this guy loot the chest. I think that's the same thing I'm already using, but I think I can. Dual wield? Sure can. Oh boy. That's a couple. On my icebound fortitude. Go to 10. Another chest. Another journeyman stave. More chests. Feels like my DPS is a bit higher. Couple of chests. We got Training Sword of the Wolf. What is that? Ooh. Two-hander, 7.1. Eat that. What did you got? Yes, please. Unless we want to level up our two-handed swords. Need to get rid of some garbage. Let's die. Oh. Bag space. And I'm wasting time that I told you guys not to do it. One. That's garbage. Good Lord. I'm wasting all this time at the chest, which, I told you guys, don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. Infantryman's belt. That's the whole thing I was interested in getting out of these stupid chests. Good Lord. Throw away something cheap. Alright. Must be this thingy. Alright, level 14. Oh. Really? Alright, so I think we just need to run back to the duders down here. Avoid fighting if we can. And then we're almost under an hour, but not quite. I was a little bit slow, a little bit too much yakking. I'm just going to avoid these guys. Hopefully all the quest turn-ins will be enough to get to level 15. I'm just going to run, run, run. Run, Forest. Skip them quests. That's picking up the logs, and I don't remember what the other one is. Alright, so I obviously didn't quite go in the right direction, but not too far off. I have no idea. What is this thing? Oh, go away.
Need help?
Sure, going back to Bullshire anyways. That's a little troublesome. That did. We need 10,000 XP to hit 15, and then we are off to the races, folks. That's where it gets exciting. At level 15, the game really, that's kind of where it really begins. This is just sort of painful poking around until you get to level 15. Like I said, it's taken about an hour. You could probably do it in a little less if you really optimize your quest lines and avoid checking out stats and poking new things. And I encourage you to poke new things. But if you're in a hurry, if you're just trying to get your first level 80 tune established, that you can start farming things that you need to build other characters that you might want to play. Again, the Death Knight is just so solid at doing that. It makes it easy for scrubs like me. And we'll see how far we get today before I wrap up the stream. I might go another hour. Unless I get more encouragement from you folks. Again, would love to hear from you if you're in the audience, and let me know what you're thinking. Ask any questions that you want, and hopefully I have answers. I may not, but I do my best to answer them. But it's nice during this Christmas holiday season to have time enough off to just sit back and casualize playing some WoW. Hopefully I am bringing some value to you folks out there that are interested in something like this. A soloable World of Warcraft server that is very casual in nature, meaning you don't have to have other people. You do it at your own pace. That is up to and including raids all the way through Wrath of the Lich King. I do want to go back and do Karazhan because that's one of my favorite raiding experiences of all time. Especially the chess event. Run away, little girl. A lot of nostalgia there. Or the chess event, the opera, I guess, event is what it's called. Those are two of my favorite fights in any game. He did it like just. I wish gaming would have gone more in that direction and more creative like that. Oh yeah, definitely. More go to Stormwind. Sure. What is this? Oh yeah, we definitely. No. I think everything should be up in Stormwind now, or mostly. That will be a no. I don't know why the quest is over there. Get out of here. Cleaning it up, I should just be able to turn in these couple quests, get the last couple hundred XP. I will make a note as we come into Stormwind here, as in all major cities, or I believe in all major cities. I haven't gone to all of them yet, but every major city I've been to so far has a series. This is very different than retail. A series of bots that you can hire. So there's a Priest bot I could hire, and as you run by, they tend to throw buffs at you. Rogue bot. Another priest. Oh, see, that one just buffed me. Paladin bot. Warrior bot. You get the idea, but they line the bridge here coming into Storm. And you could take them along with you if you want. They do help to some extent, but sometimes they cause more problems than help in your dungeons. I think they didn't buff me because I had these. But it's not going to matter because once we go into the dungeons, you're going to get a set of buffs anyways. I'll show you that in just a minute here. Once we ding, I'm going to set up camp in here. I'm going to set my hearth. I'm going to sell this Garbaggio. Don't really need to go to the bank, so I'm not going to. Oh, there was somebody here. What was I supposed to do? This is going to be a ding, most likely. They mostly come at it, night. Mostly. And this will probably be it. We'll take the sure.
Safe travel.
Now, ding, level 15. That is where the game truly changes. So we'll get this sold off, and we'll start doing dungeons. I'm pretty much going to set up right here for now. I'm going to make this in my home. Yes. We will go check and see if there's upgrades to my spells that I can get by doing the Death Gate, now that I can hearth back real quick. Hearths are on the 30-minute countdown, just like normal. Again, just don't spend too much time worrying about this crap in your inventory. Try to gear up when you can, when you see it. But wasting time on it is not a bueno idea. Let's go see if I got 90 silver. See if there's any abilities I can train up before going into the dungeon. Might even just set up camp at the Ebon Hold. I don't know if I could put runes. I don't think so. I don't think I'm high enough level yet to put runes on my weapons, which would be nice. Anything? I really don't need that at the moment. It's not that necessary. Let's try Pestilence. I should probably do that. Don't really care. I don't really care at the moment, but let's go over and train up. Is there anything I can train? Nope. So the unavailable looks like, yeah, everything's starting at maybe the, mid-50s. I kind of don't need to be here until level 55. Yeah. I think that's also when you're going to be able to put runes on your weapons. I think they will eventually have like some sort of merchant. I don't know if I can search for them here. I think if you would have a merchant, they would be down here. Oh, yeah, there is a merchant. Here's your rune forge when you're actually able to. Very different from the starting out quest. And then here's your merchant that you can buy food from and sell to garbage. I don't know where to buy the corpse dust. Does he have it? He does. I don't see it. I'll have to ask that if you really want to, kind of raise your dude. But again, you'll see now we have the dungeon finder. You can queue up. Don't go to specifics. Do random so that you get the extra goodies and extra XP. Oh. Fine. I'll tank. And here we go. First dungeon. The Wailing Cavern. This is such a long dungeon. Ooh, I really want to do the Atlas because I don't know the maps here and I'll spend way too much time. So I will go find a WoW Atlas 3.3.5. I really like it. I'm going to have to restart the client. Sorry about that. I should have been a little more prepared and already had Atlas downloaded and loaded, but I didn't. So you all get to bear with me. Lucky you. Because I'm such a professional at doing this YouTube thing. And if you think I'm such a professional, then please go ahead, hit that like, that subscribe, and the bell icon notification for when we're doing stuff. Let me know what you think. You know, I'm also here for criticisms, by all means. Please, let me know what you think. Having to do stuff. Oh boy, I don't know what I just did. Whoops. Oh, look at that. The love of my life just brought me some Christmas coffee. Very festive. Thank you. That in a Christmas mug and everything. Just keeping the lights on. All right. So I'm going to log out real quick, exit the game. Even though I'm in a dungeon, hopefully it brings me right back to the dungeon. Hopefully I don't get too excited and accidentally close out OBS, because then guess what? I won't be here, and you won't see anything. The stream would just end, which would be kind of dumb. Sorry about doing an add-on in the middle of playtime. All right, hopefully that's enough. Let's get the screen back up and running. Kind of doxing myself just a little bit there. Let's look at the add-ons. Atlas says it's there. Enter the world. Let's go. I do not see it. There it is. All right. So we are in Wailing Caverns, which is over in Kalimdor. And this is the map. Oh, it doesn't have the loot on it. Oh, I need to get Atlas loot. Oh, well. Doesn't matter. I just needed the map really to figure out where I'm at. As you see, I get all these buffs right out the gate. So very, very doable solo. You see the XP is really good. Kind of an upgrade, but I'm not going to worry about it too much unless it's like specifically tank type upgrades where either I'm going to get better damage, which is probably more important than being more tanky, because you see I'm not really taking much damage. Well, I am taking damage, but every time you hit, time you do damage, you heal yourself. And that's every class, not just Death Knight. That's not just the Death Knight blood ability. I'm just trying to crank out as much DPS as possible. think the boss here is just across the other side. Now, the annoying thing about those druids is if you do have like a pet class, or if you bring in a bot, they tend to sleep you a lot, which you tend not to. At least I haven't been put to sleep too much as a tanky class. So some of the they've really done a great job on the mechanics, customizing it so that things are soloable easily. Again, just cruising right through. Take a sip of my coffee. Bag space will be an issue starting out. Because you see, they're much higher level than me, and I'm still just crushing through the content. No real problem. You see, I'm almost level 16 already just from killing mobs in the dungeon. And as you get, better gear and level up and all that stuff, it goes faster and faster. And you stay at a pretty consistent rate of leveling up just by doing the dungeons. Dungeons are definitely the way to go. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Forced leather mantle. Ugh. Stamina and spirit. Just don't care. I would even take leather with like agility and attack power. Something. Yeah. Spirit totally useless for me. Maybe some sort of spender. Don't I have a spender of some sort? Maybe not. Like obliterate or something? Anything? I have nothing to spend. Doesn't really matter. Still cruising through the content pretty quickly. Oh, maybe the boss is not there. I'm just being premature. The boss is not there. Ding. Fries are done. Oh, I got all kinds of talent. Put that in there. Sure. Let's get some more attack power. Let's go. More damage. More damage, the better. Right? We just want to go fast. Let's go faster. There we go. Already 3 bubbles. Wait till you get like AoE abilities, like boil blood and all that good jazz. That's when things really start cruising. Annoying druid over there. That might be an upgrade. We'll stop in a second. After we kill the boss lady here, as you see, she's going down. I'm gonna withhold those statements. No juvenile jokes here. Well, maybe so. This is marked not for kids. All right, so we got some stuff. Let's think about doing some stuff. Boots, don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Sure. It's better. Strength can do something at least. Better than no ability. I think that's definitely better than what I got. Yeah. Need another one-hander now. That thing, at least, I think agility does crit strike, right? And increases armor and crit strike. Full beans. We don't need to go that way. I think we need to drop down, if I'm not mistaken. Map is sometimes a little confusing. Yeah, I think I have to drop down. But this is a long way to go over here and a lot of stuff to kill just to get to that guy. I don't think I want to do that. So, drop down and see if Crash is around. Excuse me. There's Crash. Yeah, yeah. Okay, sure. I kill you. Don't need a shield, but extra XP anyways. Doesn't matter. Oh, yeah. Crushing it now, baby. Let's go. One shot in these fools. Not much XP, though. They're not elites. Let's make sure we're on XP times 5. Do dot XP space 5. See if these are still like 100 XP. Yeah. So I was already on 500%. I think that's the default. But you can change it and slow it down if for whatever reason that's what you want to do. To have more of the classic, painful, slow leveling experience. To me, that kind of defeats the purpose of the server, but hey, you do you. I will try not to be too good. That's not true. Everybody's judgmental. I'm judging you. You're judging me. Partly what you're doing here. That's. I'm sorry, I didn't see the chat there. BG888. BGH88. Sorry. This is a private server. It's set up to solo. This is not retail. Hopefully, I don't know how to make it more clear in the title, but it's World of Warcraft Everfresh server. It is a private soloable server, free to play. So that you can do this dungeon content by yourself and raids too. Now you won't be one-shotting things in raids, at least not mostly. Once you get up to higher and higher gear, all the way up through doing Ice Crown and killing the Lich King, which I have yet to do, you are going to get, and you can do 25-man heroic raids solo. That is a thing. It's set up to do it that way, and it actually can get even more ridiculous. But it won't be this trivial as you get up there. This is just the very first dungeon, right? So it's intended for you to do this. And it's so that you can experience the content and go through all the dungeons that you never went through. Do all the raids you never did. Or parts of the raids. And understanding, even if I've done the raids, getting to see different mechanics that I didn't get to see back in the day. Trying out different classes. It's definitely a very different and casual way to play the game. But you do have to join the Discord server in order to be able to play. Like I said, nothing. I haven't seen any adverts or any asking for donations or anything in the couple of weeks I've been playing. So I'm going to assume that it's always just free to play. And they reset it every 180 days. Kind of like Diablo 2 Seasons, if you're familiar with that. But basically, all your characters get set back to level 1. All your gear and money disappears. All your currencies disappear, except for maybe the unidentified object, which is a specific currency to this server. Man, I really need another offhand. A lot. They're being a little stingy today. Normally the drop rates are much better for like world drops and stuff. But it is what it is. God, I really need an AoE as well. Painful. Oh no, my inventory's full. Yuck. Let's try to get rid of garbanzo beans. What did I just do there? Don't care. Yes. Drop. 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 Uh-oh. Excuse me. Like I said, don't waste too much time on this. This is really a bad time sink. This will really slow you down. So try not to. Try to not to. Level 18, so one more level I get to equip the shoulders. That'd be nice. I don't remember at what level I get my first AoEs, but once you get to AoEs, boy. That minor slip as a monkey, don't care. I think I'd rather have the strength. They are indeed red level. That would kind of suck if they're not. The XP would just be low. And like I said, don't get sucked into the trap of doing trade skills early on or questing when you don't really need to. And I'll try to cover some of that, of like what that means, like when do you need to quest, when do you not. And the reason I say sometimes you'll need to quest is because you won't be able to handle the dungeons immediately switching from expansion to expansion with the old world gear. At least not without spending a tremendous amount of time gearing up in old world gear. So it's just better to do a few of the starting quests at least to get into the dungeons, get started, getting the dungeon gear, and sort of a combination of quests and dungeons once you're capable of doing it. Then eventually you'll go back to, well, there'll just always be a mix of quests and dungeons up to level 80. In my opinion, that's what I do. And I'll do my best to explain what I think is the optimal path. Getting there. Probably shouldn't have done this. I keep forgetting I don't have a lot of AoE abilities at the moment. Still handled that group pretty well. Alright. This is getting silly. I really don't care about the potions. Anything else I really want here? Nope. I think those gloves are more better than what I'm wearing, which would be no gloves, so definitely more better. Alright, stop it. Oh, I got a hatch. Okay, cool. Get rid of that garbage. Sword, get out of here. Copper, get out of here. Out of here. Stop it. Get some help. Alright. So much garbage. I think this is kind of like, yeah. is they seem to always spawn the rares in places, but unfortunately sometimes if there's like a choice of rares, like in the Scarlet Monastery graveyard, it always seems to be the same rare, even though there are 3. It's gonna be a wand. There are a possibility of 3 rares that can spawn there, but it doesn't seem like that's a possibility. It seems like it's always the same rare that spawns there. But at least there's always, like, the rares are just there in the dungeon, which is nice. To me, anyways. And there's a bunch of world rares. Just kind of powering on through and on this annoying druid. I don't remember which ways to go. I'm in that little donut there, which is here. I just killed the fairy dragon, which was here. I think I want to go this way. This is such a long dungeon to start. Kind of unfortunate that that's the example that I'm starting with here. But it's a lot of XP at least. We'll get up to maybe level 20 by just doing one dungeon. We'll have gone from level 15 all the way up to level 20 in one dungeon run. I am only about an hour and a half into this character. Again, ding. Got a couple of talent points. Gonna keep putting in bladed armor. And I'm trying to pick the talents that pretty much just juice my damage, because your damage is your healing as well in these dungeons. That's a part of what the question of VGH88 is asking is, how am I handling this content? And you couldn't handle it if they didn't do I think it's 1-for-1 really. Every point of damage you're doing, or at least a significant chunk of damage dealt, is also received as healed. And it's one of the bosses. So we already got to that duder. We're going to want to go up this way next to Scum. I think it's like a lightning rhinoceros or something. Good lord, is that another? I know it's a mace, but I am not trained in maces. I'm not even sure Death Knights can use maces. Possibly. Just, I can't. Can't do that in combat. Okay. Gonna have to fight a few things for sure. That duder's dead. My inventory is full once again. Garbage. I think that is a decent amount of money. 9 silver, huh? Better than 10 copper. Don't think about it too hard. Just move on. I was running. But it's not so bad to have the mobs. I mean, that's the whole reason you're here, is to level up faster, so you do need to kill some mobs. And when it gets to the point where you have your AoEs... another bag. I can't equip it in combat. Well, I'm 18. I can put the shoulders on. Y'all need to remind me to stop being such a scrub. Anything else? All right, just trying to keep my bags somewhat clear. That is probably like the biggest slowdown, is keeping your bags clear, because you do need gear. So you do want to loot. You do need money, so you want to loot. So bag struggles are real. That's like one of the bigger challenges, really, at this earlier level. Now, if you want, you can sort of cheat, and if other people are out there, you can ask them for, bags, and certainly people will respond. You're not in this world alone, even though you're generally doing solo play. I have never grouped up with anybody. Well, that's not true. I did. People drug me through to do like Ice Crown 25 heroic. Try to gear me up. Unfortunately, it was like every other class but what I was going through with my hunter. But it still helped out somewhat. And it was very nice of him to do that. I was already level 80, so it didn't matter for leveling. So you're not in the world alone, but really not much need to group up with people. And I'm definitely trying to show you guys how to kind of get to a functional spot completely alone. Like, I'm not going to ask or take any help. Excuse me. I think I'd rather have the strength. Just to kind of show you how doable it is without having any real skill, without having any help. Pretty easy to do it. I mean, literally, you can just set up and do like what I'm doing. Well, I think I have to go down here. Maybe. Is the dude down here? I want to say yes. I could be wrong. Picking up so much trash. I cannot eat in combat. I also need to be close enough to hit him with a stick. Eat that banana. Throw that away. Throw that away. Throw that away. Throw those away. Throw these away. Throw that away. Garbage. Alright. Hopefully that'll get me through the next 10 mobs or so. Coming up on Scum. Oh, level 19. Look at that. Keeping the neighbors up. Yeah, this might not be a bad way to do this, is just keep your bags open, and as soon as you get crap, just while you're running, try to optimize by discarding, throwing crap away. Like I said, bag space management is just, it's real. Yeah, we got a boss here. Notice I'm not even hitting my icebound fortitude. I probably ought to put some more power. Yeah, let's do that. Give me anything. A cloak, of course. More garbage management. More garbage management. All right. Not 100% sure, but I think these are just kind of like supposed to flow. Maybe I do the whole dungeon. I don't know. Maybe try to skip some of this crap. Or not. Run away in fear. Not sure what they're probably a druid over there. Really be nice to get any kind of offhand I can use. There's some more garbage management here. Keeping the cloth so I can stack it. Don't care about that. One silver, not good enough. All right, let's hope that'll keep me good for a couple of mobs. Skip. Kind of done with this dungeon. I want to be like in the stockades or something. Oh boy. Without AoE, it makes this such a pain in the butt. Kind of slow. We're coming up on 2 hours here. I don't know what level I am. 19? A lot of running in this dungeon. I think I jump here. Is that how that works? I think, maybe. Whee! Really haven't gotten too much gear from this dungeon, which is a little unfortunate. I would like to be one-shotting these legit. Not quite one-shotting. And then when I get finally some AoE. Nice. I truly do not know. Bags are full again. I think we're coming up on the boss area. Yeah. So let's nuke some stuff. Get out of here. Just eat that. Don't care. Get out of here. Anything else quick I can just look at and toss? Keep that. Keep those. Get out of here. Get out of here. Want to keep the wool, that's for sure. We can cover that more later. 2 and 2. Not good enough. Not good enough. And again, you just want to try not to spend too much time on like bag management if you can. That seems to be like such a pain in the butt early on. And honestly, it's always going to be a pain in the butt. I don't know why that's such a thing.
I am the serpent.
In MMOs, they're like, oh, bags, let's make that the ultimate challenge. Let's slow you down with that. And really, the bag management comes down to like, oh, what do I keep? And having to stop and hover over. And yeah, you know, we're going to take those for sure. Those are good. I still don't have strength. That's better. We'll put that on. Trying not to spend too much time on this. How did it go? Sure. Wait, I think that might be right. Sure enough. Alright. This might even be the last mob to technically complete the dungeon, and if it is, I am just gonna bounce after this guy if I get the bag of loot. Ugh, it is not. Again, like I said, it's always like the other classes that you get the loot for. I think there's a pit or something we jump in here. Yeah. To get back down. Then we need to run back and clear all that crap for the other guy that was over to the left. And I think that gets us to where we can spawn the last guy. So we might as well kind of clear that direction anyways. I didn't do that earlier. Maybe I did. No, I did not. So the last duder that we're going to have to spawn is up in this general area. I didn't really need to go this way, I guess. I guess I did. I could have gone around the backside. Gone around the outside. This is probably quicker. Get XP anyways. Definitely have to go down this way, right? I think. Yeah, we've already killed Crush, so we got to go around and around and around. Come back up this way. And there's going to be 100 mobs to kill. My bags are full once again. No, that's 8 silver. 3 silver. 2 silver. So much bag management. Golly. And I can't even really, at this point, get any more, and I do not want to waste the time tailoring to get bigger bags. You just got to kind of struggle through it and hope for the best. But this is one of those super long dungeons where it's kind of hard to manage your bags. Because you're going to have to clear a bunch of trash. So then that means you're going to have to clear your bags often. Like I said, I think just keeping it open while you're running through and constantly managing is kind of the play. That's the trick. This is the way. I think, aren't they coming out with another season of Mandalorian soonish? If I'm not mistaken. Or a spin-off. Hey, there we go. Finally get him out, though it's really not that necessary currently. Let's go up more. Yeah, there it is. Though I liked Andor way better than The Mandalorian. I might be alone in that. But I thought it was a far better story, a far more serious angle. I enjoyed it much more. Not so much into campy. Not like all the super tongue-in-cheek. Big Star Wars fan. Big Star Trek fan. Not a big woke fan. I did not watch The Acolyte and that atrocity. A lot of Star Trek's kind of going that direction too. Though at least WoW doesn't feel like it's very woke. Ooh, I want that. Alright, what do we got? Where'd it go? Get out of here. There we go. Yes, sir. You are the weakest link. Goodbye. What else we got? Something else? It's a hat. Bandits, something or other of something. Oh, it's a cape. Get out of here. Thought I said cap. Hopefully I'm still going up. Up, up, up. Up, up, up they go. Oh, I'm getting down to the bottom of my coffee, folks. So let me know if you can, if you guys are watching this at work on the vertical. I don't know if it's a vertical you're getting the feed on. Let me know in the comments here. What do you think? What do you want to see? Are you enjoying any of this at all? Is it useful, helpful, encouraging? Makes you want to play it? Makes you want to throw up? Be nice to know the feedback. Am I doing it wrong? This was the same bug I came through here last time. These guys up in the ceiling. Floating snakes. I don't think that's my point. I normally get rune tap in retail, but I don't think I'm going to do that here. I generally don't need it, and it doesn't help really enough anyways. Yeah, that helps even when you don't have a two-handed weapon. And you're often going with two one-handers. And I kind of like 2 one-handers when I can. So I don't think I want to go with that. I want to do things that will apply more globally, especially for damage, and then I'll look for probably defensive stuff after that. Coming up on the end. Oh, I don't want to say it's the end boss because I think you can spawn the one last guy. Not sure I really want to. Just kind of want this touch to be over with. Full packs, like I said, once again. It feels so slow without AoEs, man. I really don't remember at what level you get your AoEs, but it's nice when you do. I think I'm coming up on the last duder. Yeah. Well, one of the last duders. Because you can't do, I don't remember his name. I'll look in a second here. Until you clear all the Fang Lords, I think is what it's called. And he is a Fang Lord. He is also dead. Really? True to a fault. But it's not saying I completed the dungeon. So I guess I has to do this. Oh, can I drop down? Can I drop down without dying? Oh. I don't remember if I have to go talk to the person at the beginning of the dungeon. Or if I can just go up and it'll spawn. We'll try to go check him without grabbing that person at the start of the dungeon. Like a Tauren or something. Doesn't really matter which direction we go. See if we can't get it to spawn. I don't remember the mechanics of getting it to spawn. So we'll see. But if you've been watching for a minute, you can see that this is totally soloable. I didn't do anything particularly well or uber better than anybody else. But I think I might just call the stream after this last boss, go up, train, well, not train, but sell. Not really sure what to do about bags. I think you can buy some bags, but I'm only going to end up with like a few more spaces, but you can quickly end up in the same position where you're just perpetually emptying bags. Yeah, that's what they should call this. That. Don't care about that. You know, we're just going to skip and see if we can't get this thing to start. F that loot. No. I got to do something else to... I don't think there's anything for me to click on here. think we might have to go get that duder at the beginning of the dungeon to spawn the event to get this thing going. There'll be a thing that comes up out of the water, or multiple things that come out of the water. Absolutely not. Sorry for the exciting delay of running around and not really knowing the mechanics of the dungeons, but that is kind of the price of admission for playing a 20-year-old game that I don't remember all the mechanics of every single dungeon. This is one of the more annoying ones, in my opinion. Super, super long. I had to go get the Atlas during the stream. I'm going to add on the Atlas loot. So I can see what each boss has. All right, now can I get her to spawn it, or is this just kind of bugged? That would be. Let the event begin. I must make the necessary preparations. Blah blah blah. You must protect me. Okay. Cool story, bro. Might as well clear some more bag space. All right. I think 5 spots should be enough. Walk faster, please. Wow, this is exciting. A druid needs to give itself a run speed buff. Okay, cool. Oh, I don't think I have target to target. I'm at. Where's the target of target? There we go. Level 21 at least. Some more dark conviction there. Might as well start mapping this out. So I'll go there. No. No. Yuck. That's a maybe. Yeah, at least the next 3 points will go there. Come on, dude. Move it. What are you doing? Well, then go. Damn it. Or we can wait here much longer. I think maybe I'll put those 2 points there, and then a few more points here. Question is, do I put the points here? 15% chance after dodging to direct damage gain scent of blood, effect causing the next melee to generate 10 runic power. which, you know, that's kind of not terrible. You know, that or maybe spell deflection. I'd have to do both. We'll do 2 there after Dark Conviction, then Scent of Blood. That's not terrible. That increases damage output for sure. Definitely going to go there. So we probably would go 3 there, 2 there. This dude walks so slow. So 2, 3. Hopefully that lets us jump here. 3, 2. What does that do? There's 1% bonus to physical damage you deal 30 seconds after dealing critical strike from a weapon, swing, spell, or ability. This stacks up 3 times. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. There. Yeah. I'm going to start. And this is another slow event. Patience is the challenge here. That's kind of goofy. Put me to sleep. There. That completed it. And I think that gives me the bag. Where did the bag go? Well, that's kind of crap if it didn't give me the bag. We definitely completed the dungeon. Maybe it sent it to my mail, hopefully. Now we just teleport out. Sell some jazz. Get some monies. stamina. Ooh, strength on the shoulders. I think I want that. Don't have a ring, so I might as well put that on. Anything's better than nothing. Don't care. Certainly don't care. Again, remember to keep your wool so you can turn that in when you get 60 of them. Huh. Actually, I think what I'm wearing is better. Begin a quest. Travel to Ratchet. It's 15,000 XP, but I don't want to go to Ratchet. Get out of here. Sell that. So I'm going to go back to... Is there a mailbox? I don't know if there's a mailbox here in the Eben Stronghold or wherever we're at. It might be. If it is, I don't know where it's at. So again, I don't really need to be here until I can either A, put the runes on my weapons, or B, come back at level 55 to start training up my skills a little bit. But there sure as hell are a bunch of mailboxes here. And indeed, it did send the bag for the dungeon completion to my mailbox. I can go learn riding. That's a better cloak. So, I think that's going to do it for us today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Appreciate everybody who's been here watching. I will probably be back tomorrow morning, likely around 9 o'clock-ish. I think there are some bigger bags. There's 10, the biggest. I think I got 3 8 slots. Eesh. Kind of expensive, but bag management is a thing. So I will buy 3 of those. Sell that joker.
Be careful.
Try to put those in place. Yay. Yay. Yay, that's a little better. And once again, thank you all for being here. I appreciate the support. Give me a thumbs up, a like, subscribe, and I will try to be back tomorrow morning if I can. Until then, thank you all very much for being here. And I think that's going to do it for today.